Locals refer to this place as Mayberry by the Sea. It's a close-knit community. Everybody knows everybody. And that only makes absorbing a tragedy like this even harder. David Wright, ABC News, Seal Beach, California.
Our hearts go out to the residents of that town. And the Conrad Murray trial resumes Monday after another day of harsh criticism over his care of Michael Jackson. A sleep therapy expert returned to the stand, describing Dr. Murray's treatment as unethical, disturbing, and beyond comprehension. He also bashed Murray for not keeping records of the drugs he gave to Jackson. He says it was an egregious violation not to keep written notes.
Well, millions of people ride the New York City subways every day, but usually they do it safely on the inside, but not so for this guy. He was actually videotaped clinging to the outside of the moving train. This is actually something called subway surfing. Riders were at the edge of their seats during all this screaming when it looked like this guy may actually lose his grip.
Honestly, I was just saying, I hope this guy don't fall, because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm trying to get home. So if he falls, who knows what would happen.
By the time someone tracked down the conductor, that man had already jumped and vanished. The video, though, was posted on YouTube. Transit officials reminding everyone now, saying subway surfing is not only dangerous, it is illegal. Today's password, boys and girls, is moron.
Oh my God, that one frame where he kind of gets, he goes out to the side, you know, the train is going around a curve and you're like, is he coming back?
I think does he have his earplugs in? Is he listening to music while he's doing it? Look at it, is that the thing in his ear?
It's probably heavy metal. All right, moving on now. This is a real stinker of a story. It's about a sickening stench that's making life miserable in one Tennessee community. P.U. The odor is from a mixture of crude oil and sewage. Anyone working in or around some businesses in La Follette have to wear masks. The smell is so powerful that a church was even forced to cancel services. It's even made some people sick.
I can still feel it in my throat. Excuse me. I have a headache, nausea, dizziness still whenever we're in here working. It's really concerning.
Now, some of the toxic mixture has been sent to a laboratory to try to determine why it smells so bad. Local businesses are demanding action from the state to clean it up. Oh, no kidding.
Well, the epicenter of the earthquake that stunned the East Coast back in August is now recovering after getting slammed by an apparent tornado. About a dozen homes were damaged yesterday when the suspected twister cut a 6-mile swath through 2 counties in Virginia. An 18th century plantation house actually lost its roof in all of this. No one, thankfully, was seriously hurt.
Thank goodness for that.
Yes. And here's your Friday forecast now, everybody. Some drenching rain in Beantown, the Big Apple, Philly, and D.C. today. Also some showers from Detroit to Pittsburgh. Cooler across the Midwest and Northern Plains. Showers in Seattle and Portland. Scattered thunderstorms in South Florida.
86 in Miami, 76 in Atlanta, 73 here in New York, 60s from Omaha to Detroit, 57 in Fargo, Phoenix, 96, Sacramento, 83, mostly 70s from Albuquerque to Boise.
While much of the country is enjoying the onset of fall, Southern California, though, they've been stifling in the triple digits out west.
That's for sure, but not for these dolphins spotted staying cool near Cabrillo Beach. Wildlife experts say there were about 50 in this group, enough to make up what's called a super pod. Isn't that beautiful?
That's when smaller groups or pods of dolphins or whales band together, usually to protect food or protect each other. In this case, they were probably looking for the coolest swimming spot, like probably a lot of folks in LA and out west. It's hot out there.
That's
so
pretty cool right
take a
there.
dip.
We'll be right back with more World News Now.
World News Now weather brought to you by Arriva Medical.
Welcome back, everybody. It's time to look at the trends burning up the Yahoo search engine this week. Comic book fans and sports fans had plenty to look up.
Oh, yeah. Many were searching a happy anniversary. Yahoo Web Life editor Heather Cabot joins us now to explain. Good morning to you, Heather.
Good morning, guys, from San Francisco in the newsroom of our friends at ABC station KGO. I'm here this week for Yahoo's annual summit on digital citizenship and internet safety for kids. And now to the week's top searches. This week marks the 1-year anniversary of the dramatic rescue of the Chilean miners, and internet users were eager to find out how they're doing. The top states searching for Chilean miners on Yahoo are California, Texas, Illinois, New York, and Florida. Other news making waves online, the latest sparring among the Republican presidential hopefuls in New Hampshire, the fight over the president's jobs bill, the BlackBerry outages, and the possibility that the Yeti, the Asian version of Bigfoot, might really exist. In sports, basketball fans across the country are combing the web this week for word on whether the NBA will resolve its labor dispute. Yahoo searches for NBA lockout are up 786% this month. The Yankees are out of the playoffs, but the web is still buzzing about Derek Jeter and his love life. He was spotted in Miami with Charlie's Angels star Minka Kelly, sparking rumors that the two are back together. Searches for Jeter and Derek Jeter girlfriend are spiking right now. With the first movie trailer for the Avengers coming out this week, people across the country are starting to buzz about the movie that isn't even scheduled to hit theaters until next year. Yahoo lookups for the Avengers are up 150%, and searches for Avengers trailer 2012 are up more than 1,000%. We're seeing lots of interest in Marvel superheroes and Comic-Con, too. And finally, maybe it's all that Halloween candy on the horizon, but Yahoo users seem to be obsessed with oral hygiene right now. Searchers are soaring for natural teeth whitening and bad breath health, up 2,500%. Maybe people should give out mouthwash and dental floss to trick-or-treaters this year. Have a great weekend, guys. And don't forget to check out Lady Gaga and Bono at the Clinton Foundation Decade of Difference concert this weekend. We'll be streaming it live on Yahoo. Back to you.
Dental searches up 2,500%.
Wow, that's crazy.
Random, isn't it?
Oh, and guess what's trending right now? Interesting stuff. Julianne Hough, because of course Footloose is opening up this weekend. Bruce Willis is going to make Die Hard 5. That is trending right now. Who doesn't love the Die Hard series? Can't wait for that. And Herman Cain's 999 tax plan that we've been talking about all week. People are trying to get a little more into that too.
People are curious about that, how it's going to affect their wallets. Working out, crunching the numbers on that one.
Exactly. All right, coming up next, a dispute involving a flight attendant, a seatbelt, and a low-profile passenger named Whitney Houston.
Who? And who's topping the list of hottest celebrity chefs? The surprise next in the Skinny.
ABC's World News Now will continue after this from our ABC stations.
What was that, Rob?
No,
Something to say?
I jump-started. I'm sorry. I went too fast out of the gate.
He's too excited about today's
Common
Skinny.
problem. Yeah.
So we're going to jump right in.
Yes.
First of all, we teased the story earlier. Whitney Houston, everyone knows she's had a little, a couple problems in the past. Turns out she was recently on a flight out of Atlanta on Delta Airlines. Didn't want to buckle her seatbelt. Don't know why, but the first time the flight attendant asked her to buckle it, she said no. It wasn't until a second flight attendant came up and said, Miss Houston, if you don't buckle that seatbelt, you're going to be escorted off the plane, that she allowed herself to be buckled, right? She allowed herself to be buckled.
Oh, so they had to buckle her and she did not buckle herself.
Yes. And someone, according to an insider, told TMZ that she was sober because, as you know, she has a long history with substance abuse, but she appeared to be sober. So why she had a problem with her seatbelt, unclear, but the plane did finally take off with her in it. So
did she check her crack pipe or just carry it on? Just wondering. Whitney, come on now. Always try this. I don't get some people.
Just a seatbelt.
Just a seatbelt, really. Maxim magazine of the news has ranked the hottest TV celebrity chefs. We're going to show you these women, these lovely women, 5 to 1. You ready? Some of these names are going to completely botch, so I apologize in advance here. Eden Grinspan from Cooking Channel's Eden Eats came in at number 5. At number 4, Ida Mollenkamp. She hosts 2 TV shows called Ask Ada and also Food Crafters. Then number 3 there on your screen, Gianna De Laurentiis. I recognize her face from the cooking shows. Number 4, Padma from Top Chef, who is gorgeous. She really is a stunningly gorgeous woman here. And number 1, fasten your seatbelts. Oh yeah, baby. Paula Deen. Paula Deen is the
I like these guys at Maxim.
They did a good job. Ain't that a deep-fried surprise? Paula Deen was voted number 1. I like Paula Deen.
Bless her heart.
Bless her little heart. Bless her little heart with a little butter. Yes,
we
indeed.
Love that.
Good for
oh
Paula,
my God.
though.
Good for Paula.
Good for
I like
Maxim,
that.
too.
I like that.
Too.
Good story. All right. We've reported on this show before and other places that Bethany Frankel sold her Skinny Girl line of drinks for reportedly $120 million, right? And everyone was like, wow. And she made Forbes list of, highest paid businesswomen, all the rest of it. Turns out insiders are saying there's no way she sold it for anything near that. It's like a single figure millions, they're saying. An insider said this, quote, even Brad Pitt is not raking in a sum like that for an endorsement deal, so an ex-reality star certainly isn't. Now, of course, what is Bethany Frankel saying? She's denying all this, saying she did not lie about earning $120 million for her cocktail mix company. So you beat the judge.
She made a pretty penny no matter what.
Yes.
But she maybe inflated that price.
number that
little
I've
bit.
heard that is more realistic is something like 8 million.
Oh, 8 million. Okay,
Yeah.
we got far cry from 120, but she
Not
ain't
too
starving,
shabby,
so let's
not
not
too
cry
shabby.
for Bethany. Yes.
But she's not necessarily retiring on
No,
that.
not at all. One of the big news stories of the year, of course, was the Casey Anthony trial down in Florida, the mess that turned into. Well, now the Orlando Sentinel is reporting that Casey's going to get one of those true Hollywood stories. It's supposed to air next Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. They interview journalists, former boyfriends, high school friends, defense attorneys, and they kind of address the case. They address kind of her personal life and those famous pictures of her in that blue dress dancing just days after her daughter went missing. So those of you that were caught up in this case, check out the True Hollywood story. It will be a hot you-know-what mess.
I like it.
Welcome back to the Quiet Storm. Finally, now our what? Last time, Tanya, so last time.
With some effort.
Favorite
Ooh,
story
yes. Ow,
of the
I
day.
hurt myself.
Don't break Diane's desk. You'll
know.
be out on the street.
Yeah.
A 9-year-old from Boca Raton got the surprise of her life as she took part in her school spelling bee.
This really is the best story of the day. She had no idea her dad, who was serving overseas, was there waiting to see her. WPBF's Angela Rozier takes us to the happy reunion.
We caught up with a very nervous Staff Sergeant Theron Johnson just moments before the big surprise. The plan? Tell the kids they will be participating in a school spelling bee.
She'll spell sergeant, and then she'll say they want her to ask to use it in a sentence. And if she does that, then that's my cue to come out.
Skylar is in the red shirt. She doesn't have any idea her dad is behind the curtain on stage.
Are we ready, boys and girls? Yeah!
The students are called to the stage, and then it's Skylar's turn.
Sergeant. S-E-R-G-E-A-N-T. Sergeant.
Sergeant, wow. That's correct. Do you know someone who's a sergeant?
My dad.
Your dad? Wow, her dad is a sergeant. That's kind of funny. Because today, boys and girls, we have a very special sergeant here at Staff.
Oh, I love you so much. I love you, baby. I love you so much. How are you doing, huh? You didn't even know I was there, did you?
Were you surprised?
Yes.
You were crying, huh? But you spelled sergeant. You knew I was a sergeant. I didn't even know if you knew I was a sergeant.
Skylar says she thought she was dreaming up there.
I was like, what the heck is going on? My heart had beaten even harder and faster than I ever really did before, so I'm still really shaking inside.
Oh.
Tell me your eyes are dry, Rob Nelson.
Tanya was teared up.
Tell me your
She's a mom of two.
Your eyes are not dry, right?
No, we love those stories.
Yes.
A very cool story. So you dry off. We'll be back with more after this.
More insomniacs get their news from World News Now than from any other source.